Have you ever had your life literally change in the blink of an eye? Experienced something so profound that you knew that your life could never be the same? Well, that's exactly what happened to me when testing proved that I put an end to my own hypothyroidism forever. Want to know how I did it? If so, then I want to show you exactly how to naturally and permanently get your life back by stopping hypothyroidism directly at the source. The same exact process that successfully works with each and every one of my clients today. So I know that it will work for you too. Today, 99% of hypothyroidism treatments available are missing key pieces to the hypothyroidism puzzle. They pretty much all promote drugs or supplements, most of which are potentially harmful, which offer nothing but a band-aid fix in an attempt to cover up a much bigger and more serious problem. The truth is that every single day you are unknowingly sabotaging your own health and literally ruining your thyroid by eating foods full of thyroid-suppressing toxins and perpetuating hormonal imbalances that continuously punish your thyroid to the point that it never even has a chance. But you can put an end to all of that starting today, because what you're going to learn over the next few minutes is going to change your life. And more importantly, it might even save your life. I don't care if you feel like you've tried everything. Trust me, you haven't tried this yet. No matter how damaged your thyroid is, your body can and will heal. Sometimes you just have to step outside the box and take more of a revolutionary approach because, let's face it, if you still don't have steady all-day energy or you're still plagued with some nagging symptoms, then what you're doing right now is not working. In this video, I'm going to share with you my powerful 3-step approach that not only eliminates the underlying causes of hypothyroidism, but also kickstarts your thyroid to get up and running in no time. But it doesn't involve any magic pills or powders, so if that's what you're looking for, then you might as well stop watching right now. This information is only for people who are actually dedicated to learning how to overcome their hypothyroidism once and for all. Hi, my name is Tom Brumeyer, and I'm a functional medicine practitioner and author on nutrition and hormones. And as of today, I've helped more than 7,200 people across 51 countries around the world overcome chronic health problems. 5 years ago, I never would have thought that I would have clients all over the United States, Canada, Great Britain, Australia, South Africa, Germany, Italy, Norway, Ireland, and even Latvia, just to name a few. And to be fair to these thousands of people who have already paid good money to use what I'm about to share with you, this presentation will only be available for a short period of time and to a limited number of people, so consider yourself lucky and watch it right now while you still can. Speaking from my own personal and painful experience, which I'll share with you in just a second, I'm sure you feel like you've literally lost control of yourself. You're probably always tired and never have the energy or endurance to make it through your day. It's a struggle just to get out of bed every morning, and you're constantly having to stop, slow down, or even take a nap at times. I'm sure you miss or have even forgotten what it's like to be your old happy and healthy self. Maybe you struggle with your weight no matter what you do or how hard you try. And you find yourself overwhelmed at times with anxiety and worry. Emotionally, you probably feel like you're on a roller coaster ride that you never seem to be able to get off of, and your family's probably saying to themselves, "Oh no, here we go again." The effect that hypothyroidism can have on your family life is a whole other story in itself. Maybe you feel bad because you can't keep up with your children. Intimacy has probably become more of a burden than a pleasure. Regardless, your relationships with your loved ones are suffering, and you probably feel more like a problem than anything. I'm sure you feel like the life has literally been sucked out of you. Did any of those ring a bell for you? If so, then you need what I'm about to share with you because it's going to change your life, so keep watching. Unfortunately, many of those feelings are all too familiar to me. When I was younger, I was an avid athlete and considered myself to be quite healthy. But once I entered the real world and started working long hours and started a family of my own, my health changed for the worse. At first, I developed both elevated cholesterol and blood pressure, and I know now that high cholesterol has been directly and statistically correlated with hypothyroidism since the 1940s, something I'm sure your doctors never shared with you. In fact, here's a graph that shows exactly how bad cholesterol increases as thyroid function decreases with both men and women. Statistically, you can't get more obvious than this. But those are just a couple of the symptoms that I could easily ignore at the time and that my doctor wanted me to believe were entirely genetic. Now more on that in a minute. The real problem started when I began experiencing energy problems throughout the day. It became increasingly more difficult to get out of bed each and every morning to go to work. I started to crash around lunchtime, and when I came home after work, all I could do was lay on the floor desperately wanting to take a nap. I couldn't handle any bit of stress or else I would become completely overwhelmed and anxious. And I was riddled with guilt and constantly beat myself up because my 2-year-old son at the time, who could literally light up a city block with the amount of energy he contained, all he wanted to do was play. But I felt like I couldn't be there for him and be the parent that I wanted to be, the parent I knew I could be. Physically and emotionally, I couldn't be there for my family when they needed me, and that hurt worse than anything. For a period of time, I began to accept that this was just life. But as they say, when you least expect it, my life changed forever. I discovered the work of an independent nutrition and hormone researcher who studied the effects of aging and who soon gave me a brand new lease on life. I literally studied his work and research for months straight and slowly started putting together bits and pieces until I finally formulated the plan. That plan led me to put an end to my hypothyroidism, and that is the same plan that I want to share with you in just a minute. Now, it didn't happen overnight, but my energy levels quickly returned not only to normal, but I actually felt like I was young again. It was amazing to be able to walk into a house with screaming children and not feel overwhelmed, anxious, or the need to run away and escape. I took pride in knowing that I was finally able to be the parent I wanted to be, help in stressful situations, and be there for my children when they needed me most. And possibly most important, my wife and I were finally able to have the kind of relationship that we both knew we wanted. At first, I only shared this with a couple of close immediate family members who were dealing with some of the same issues as myself, and I honestly wasn't surprised when it worked for them. But it wasn't until I started sharing this plan with people over the internet that I realized that my life would never be the same. At that point, it had become quite clear that I had discovered my true calling in life. Fast forward to today, and now I'm consulting with people all over the world, as I mentioned earlier. Now, what do you think would happen if your cells were not able to get the thyroid hormone that they need to produce energy efficiently? Do you really believe that a lack of energy is the only consequence? The reality is that hypothyroidism has far more reaching and serious consequences than just that. And to help illustrate a very important point, I'm going to paint a vivid picture for you. This is extremely important to understand, so imagine, if you will, for a minute. You're driving down the street in your car, and out of the corner of your eye, you notice that you're low on fuel. So you do what any sane person would do and you pull into the closest gas station. But there's one big problem. You didn't know it, but there's a major fuel shortage in your hometown, and there's only one gas station on the opposite side of town that still has any fuel. Out of desperation, you jump into your car and head for that gas station. But about halfway there, your car starts to shut down. Yep, you just ran out of fuel. You quickly make some phone calls hoping to find some help, only to find out that all the fuel service trucks in your area have been hijacked, and it's going to take hours or even days before you get any help. So there you are. You're sitting there, starving, exhausted, and stressed. Finally, you get lucky and someone stops to help. But unfortunately, there's only a tiny bit of fuel left, so you have no choice but to take what you can get. As you start your car, it begins making some horrible noises, and it's pretty obvious that your engine is badly damaged, and your car sounds like it can barely make it down the street. By the time your car sputters up to that gas station, complete anarchy has already broke out. Cars are crashing into each other, people are fighting and hurting each other, all because they can't get any fuel. The police show up and start trying to arrest the troublemakers, but the troublemakers overtake the police and things begin to quickly spiral out of control. It's just like one of those scenes straight out of the movies where the end of the world is upon us. What would you think if I told you that the end of the world, much like what you just imagined, was actually occurring inside your body every single day of the year? And it's destroying your thyroid in the process. I'll explain this in just a second. Just to give you one single example, this is exactly what happens inside your body every single day just from eating polyunsaturated fats in your diet, or PUFAs as those of us in the know like to call them. PUFAs suppress your thyroid on 3 different levels. On the first level, much like your hometown losing its source of fuel, PUFAs suppress your thyroid gland and prevent it from releasing thyroid hormone, thus preventing your body from producing enough energy to get you through your day. On the second level, much like your fuel service trucks being hijacked, PUFAs hijack the transport proteins within your bloodstream that are critical for delivering to your cells what little thyroid hormone your thyroid gland can produce. And on the third level, much like your car engine becoming damaged, PUFAs damage your cells, making it difficult for them to utilize what little precious thyroid hormone they can get their hands on. But it goes even deeper than that. On a deeper level, much like complete anarchy breaking out at the gas station, PUFAs cause complete anarchy inside your body from oxidative cell damage that spreads through your cells like wildfire. This causes your body to age at an accelerated rate, causing you to look years older and feel years older. On an even deeper level, much like the troublemakers overtaking the police, PUFAs kill your policing immune cells and suppress your immune system, leaving you susceptible to infection and diseases. But on the deepest level, when your cells don't get enough thyroid hormone, as with the case of hypothyroidism, this causes a major and critical defect within your cells. This is how diseases like cancer and heart disease begin, grow, and eventually steal years of your life from you, without you even knowing it. And this has been proven by science. Nobel Prize-winning scientist Otto Warburg discovered and demonstrated this exact cell defect and its role in cancer more than 80 years ago. Brilliant thyroid doctor and research scientist Dr. Broda Barnes demonstrated that hypothyroidism causes heart disease to develop and that it can be reversed by correcting the hypothyroidism. It almost always starts back with hypothyroidism and the end result of your cells not getting the thyroid hormone that they need to stay healthy. But none of this is your fault. Before I discovered everything that I now know, I did everything by the book. I listened to my doctor who told me to eat plenty of whole grains and lean protein, the same exact healthy diet that was being pushed by every single doctor, website, magazine, TV show, news segment, you name it. But I was frustrated because my cholesterol and blood pressure were still high. My doctor's only excuse was I was just born with bad genetics and told me that I would need to take drugs for the rest of my life. I even tried the whole low-carb diet craze, and while I did see some initial changes, they were short-lived and my energy problems soon took a turn for the worse. The truth is that doctors are not properly trained in nutrition or even hormones for that matter. Instead, doctors are highly trained at prescribing unnatural and oftentimes harmful drugs that simply cover up your symptoms while the real damage continues to occur. Doctors today rarely even attempt to uncover the underlying cause of your health problems. Instead, they become accustomed to just blaming everything on your bad genetics. Imagine the look on your doctor's face when you start teaching him or her a thing or two and show him how you overcame your bad genetics without the use of his expensive drugs. It wasn't until another 2 years after that when I finally made the discovery and formulated the plan that I'm going to share with you right now. As soon as I started eating the right foods, balancing my diet properly, and addressing some of my underlying hormonal imbalances, I quickly overcame my bad genetics. My elevated cholesterol and blood pressure normalized on their own, and my energy levels skyrocketed higher than I had ever remembered. Here's a powerful 3-step approach that I use to take back my life. But for this to work properly, you must understand that all 3 steps must be followed exactly. Step 1. You must remove the wrong foods that are suppressing your thyroid and instead focus on the right foods that stimulate your thyroid to produce an abundant supply of thyroid hormone to keep your cells happy and healthy. Wrong foods like PUFAs, nuts, seeds, starchy grains, legumes, and protein powders, just to name a few. Foods like these are well known for their thyroid-suppressing toxins and their integral role in the development of hypothyroidism. Step 2. You must balance your diet precisely and supply your thyroid and cells with the correct ratios of nutrients to correct the cellular defect that causes cancer, heart disease, and a host of other diseases. Your thyroid requires 70 to 100 grams of high-quality protein every single day just to function properly. But remember from step 1, it must be the right kind of protein. And it's imperative that you properly balance the right fats with the right carbohydrates in your diet. This is absolutely essential for your cells to produce endless energy all day long. Step 3. You must correct your underlying hormonal imbalances that are inherent with hypothyroidism and that are holding your thyroid on lockdown. For starters, the first major hormonal imbalance is a chronic stress cycle. There's a negative hormonal feedback cycle that is occurring inside your body because hypothyroidism naturally causes your body to secrete high levels of stress hormones. And these stress hormones work against you by further suppressing your thyroid, making you even more hypothyroid. This in turn causes your body to secrete even more stress hormones. This chronic stress cycle continues and continues, making it nearly impossible to correct your hypothyroidism until you finally break this negative hormonal feedback cycle for good. By following these 3 essential steps, you will heal your thyroid and take back your life in the process. And these are the 3 essential steps that form the foundation of my Hypothyroidism Revolution program. This truly revolutionary program has transformed the lives of thousands of hypothyroidism sufferers around the world. And here's just what a few of those people had to say about it. Here's an email I got from Linda. Linda wrote, "Hey Tom, the health improvements from following the pro-thyroid recommendations in your program have been life-changing for me. My energy levels have soared along with a huge increase in brain focus and concentration. I was definitely challenged with sleep after going through menopause, but this program has helped so much in that area. I've had wonderful improvements in my digestive system. Years of problems with bloating and constipation have literally gone away. I burped the other day and realized how long it's been since I burped, since it doesn't happen often anymore. I don't have any odor in my armpits anymore and don't feel the need to chew gum like I used to because my mouth had a bad taste in it. My hair grows close to ½ an inch per month now. Unfortunately, it exposes my gray too quickly, but it's a much better problem to have than the opposite. I've tried so many alternative health protocols in the past without the success that I've had with the recommendations in your dietary protocols. I just so look forward to another year on this pro-thyroid, inflammation-lowering diet to discover even more health improvements in the future. Thanks, Tom." Here's another email I got, this one from a woman named Karen. She wrote, Hi Tom, I've been dealing with chronic fatigue, mood swings, and digestive issues for over 15 years, and I've tried everything. I've tried all kinds of diets and seen numerous alternative doctors. My fatigue really took a turn for the worse after I had my second child, and it wasn't long after that when I started your program. The results have been nothing short of amazing. It took me a couple of weeks to fine-tune my diet like we discussed, but my energy levels are now better than before I had kids. I cannot remember ever feeling this good. I no longer have mood swings and have lost all of my pregnancy weight plus some. An added bonus is that my bloating and digestive issues have completely gone away. I have to say, I was skeptical at first, but this has completely changed my life in every way. I actually enjoy life now, and it's no longer a struggle just to make it through the day. I wanted to send you my personal thanks. Here's an email I got from a woman named Michelle. She wrote, "Since beginning the pro-thyroid recommendations in your program, I've been feeling so much better. My energy levels have increased, and I no longer feel sluggish or feel like I'm dragging through the day. My sleep quality has definitely improved, which I'm sure is contributing to my increase in energy level. My digestive system has always had problems with bloating and constipation, getting much worse in the past few years. This has greatly improved, and I no longer have the pain or uncomfortable bloating after eating. Also, I've been able to eat foods that I've not been allowed to eat in years while I was on my low-carb diet. It feels great to be able to eat more variety and to add things like fruit back into my diet that I really enjoy but was doing without. I find that my appetite is satisfied sooner, so I'm actually eating less while eating a wider variety of foods. I would definitely recommend this program. I just feel better overall. Thanks, Tom." This isn't some confusing or incomplete medical book that's going to leave you stuck with more questions than when you started and with no clue where to even begin. This is a complete and natural solution designed specifically for people just like you who want real answers. I give you everything you need to start implementing this program in the matter of minutes. Starting with the 60-day step-by-step quick start plan that literally holds your hand and walks you through the entire program from start to finish. You'll discover the one unknown but absolute key nutrient necessary for healing your thyroid and restoring your energy levels to that of your youth. No other program or practitioner even knows about this yet. You'll discover the 16 foods that are suppressing your thyroid and driving your hypothyroidism. You'll also discover the 21 foods that will give your thyroid the big boost that it desperately needs, including the 6 therapeutic power foods to kickstart your thyroid quickly and have you feeling great. You'll get my complete done-for-you recipes and meal plans package, including my cookbook, shopping list, and my personal meal balancing calculators to ensure that your meals are perfectly balanced to stimulate your thyroid 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Stop wasting your hard-earned money on useless and expensive thyroid tests. You'll get all my simple, easy, and highly accurate progress tracking tools so that you can track your own improvement in thyroid function in the comfort of your own home. You'll discover the 3 key nutrients necessary to reverse the negative hormonal cycles that are punishing your thyroid on a daily basis and stealing years of your life right out from under you. Plus, you'll receive a few more amazing bonuses that I just don't have the time to get into right now. The Hypothyroidism Revolution program includes the exact step-by-step therapy process that I would take you through if you were one of my private coaching clients, plus some additional bonuses that I've never even made available to my clients. You get all the material and perks that I would share working with you one-on-one, but without the crazy costs that my clients continue to pay me. In fact, my current clients are happily paying me $847 to experience this revolutionary thyroid program, achieving unprecedented results every single time. But because I finally tested and fine-tuned my program to the point that it'll work for everyone, and because now you won't need me to sit down with you in order to experience the full benefits, I'm not going to ask you to invest the full $847. Even though my program could easily save you tens of thousands of dollars from the frightening and unsustainable rise in healthcare costs happening today. In fact, did you know that medical costs are the #1 cause of bankruptcy today? Yep, 62% of all bankruptcies. And it's only getting worse as healthcare costs continue to rise year after year. At this rate, it won't be long before no one can afford healthcare. Now, the original program value was $847, but I'm not even going to ask you to invest $500. I thought that $297 would be perfect, but then I decided I wanted to make a statement. So today, you're not even going to pay half that much. For a limited time only during this video, I want you to have full access to my entire Hypothyroidism Revolution program, plus all of the exclusive bonuses. For only $97, that's more than 67% off the normal price. Literally only 27 cents per day. To put it in perspective, that's less than the cost of your morning coffee. Now, why am I making my revolutionary program exclusively available to you for so cheap? Why just $97 when others are charging 2, 3, or 4 times that much to provide only marginal or even disappointing results? Trust me, I've seen them and they are all missing key pieces of the puzzle. Well, simply put, I've made it my personal mission to help more than 1 million people to take control of their lives and achieve true health by correcting the underlying cause of their health problems. I don't want to just revolutionize the way we treat hypothyroidism. I want to revolutionize the way that the world approaches their health problems by getting directly to the underlying cause. And I'm willing to make my revolutionary program affordable for everyone to make my mission of helping 1 million people possible. Now, to get instant access to this revolutionary program that will naturally and permanently give you your life back by stopping your hypothyroidism at the source, just click the big button below. Plus, I'm so confident that this revolutionary program is going to change your life that I'm willing to guarantee your results. I'm so confident that you're completely protected with zero risk. Now, while it won't take nearly as long to start seeing results, I want you to take 2 whole months to put this program to the test. I'm giving you my 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee. Seriously now, where else are you going to get a guarantee like this? If your thyroid doesn't heal, your energy doesn't drastically improve, and you're not able to get back to enjoying your time with your friends, family, or hobbies using my Hypothyroidism Revolution program, then it's free. I've made sure that you simply cannot lose. At this point, you really only have 3 options. Option 1, you can continue to ignore the real problem and make it your life's purpose to spend over $18,200 studying at 3 of the world's most advanced health institutions, and 8 years studying with some of the world's best and brightest doctors, practitioners, and researchers in the field of functional medicine, then somehow get lucky enough to overcome the 1 in a million odds of stumbling upon the most amazing research, so that you can spend the next year of your life studying, piecing together, and formulating your own plan that will go on to help more than 7,200 people to take their lives back. Sure, that might seem a little unreasonable, but hey, that's how I did it. Or you can choose option number 2. You can pay more than $300 per hour to work with one of the industry's top doctors or naturopaths that still haven't discovered the information contained within my revolutionary program. This will cost you more than $5,000 in the end, and your only guarantee is that you'll be paying the bill regardless of your results. And you have to go through the hassle of missing work, disrupting your family life, and having even less energy from having to cope with all the added stress. Sure, you can take either one of those options if you don't mind signing over your paychecks or life savings to someone else and taking the big risk that it might fail miserably. Or you could make the smart and educated decision and save yourself a lot of time, money, hassle, and frustration. And look right below this video and click the big orange button right now to pick up my 8+ years of knowledge, experience, dedication, and success for a limited time $200 discount. Because of the nature of this special discount, I do reserve the right to remove this $200 discount at any time and without notice, which means that if you're watching this today, it may be gone tomorrow. And once the price changes, there are no exceptions. The price will return to $297, so be smart and take this into account as you decide whether or not it's in your best interest to wait on this special discount. And I'm not going to lie, this program isn't for everyone. I work with some people who feed off the attention of playing the victim to hypothyroidism and would rather live in misery. And if that's you, then I'm not here to judge, but my program probably isn't for you. But if you sincerely want to overcome your hypothyroidism and finally be able to live your life to your true potential, then I'm here to make that your reality. The truth is that if your thyroid is not healing, then it's suffering more and more damage every single day. And the more damage it becomes, the longer it takes for it to fully heal. But you have the power to stop that damage and end your suffering today. The only thing standing between you and achieving your dreams of feeling energized and healthy is that big orange button below. Just click the button below and let's get started today.